Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hbms mod, and last episode we got the Foundry going, and Foundry's a pretty cool machine, but today I think we need to get electrolyzed. Wait, that's I don't think we want to get electrolyzed. That doesn't sound like a good idea. So yeah, we're making, I think we're making the assembly machine today. Now this weekend, when I go to record, I know a lot of you were telling me I need to get iron furnaces and all that. And I think this weekend I could get a steel furnace. I think that's what I'll do. Because it is basically 3 iron furnaces. But it also throttles down if you use all 3 slots, so I wouldn't recommend that. But if I do record this weekend, it'll be like, it'll probably be at least 2 weeks before that video comes out. Well, 2 weeks at most. I'm gonna say that. How do you even get this stuff? You need redstone, plus you need some copper. And we're moving everything over to the crucible, because that's where we're going to be working. Of course, how much does this have? 2 operations left? Okay, I'll just give it an operation here. As you can see, we're making some wires. We're going to need to make... Let me see here. I can make motors in this? Okay, very nice. So we'll need to make around 3 ingots, which we've already made 1, technically, by turning it into wires. What is this sheep even doing? What the heck? Why is he just spinning and... He's done. I mean, he was doing that for a good minute, though. That was pretty crazy. Now, if that orange stuff isn't lava, then that's gotta be... No, it's just definitely lava. Okay, I was thinking that was bozite, and bozite is something you want for mid-game, because you can turn it into pipes, and that is something you need. I'm gonna show you all a quick little trick to make your foundry life easier, okay? This is pretty simple stuff. So you can actually take a hopper output from the bottom of these things. You see? These things are kind of a, kind of a pain to manually do. But if you do that, then it will just do it for you. So you don't actually have to do anything. You can just sit here and watch it all day. Now we are going to need a new template for... What's it called? Wait, what is it called? A red copper? No, it's Minecraft grade copper. That's what it is. Yeah, this stuff. Minecraft grade copper. So we're making Minecraft grade copper. You probably should let this drain before you even do this. So I'm gonna give that a second. Now, worth noting, if you take this out, it'll basically just drain every single thing in there. So if you don't want anything in your foundry, it'll clog up these guys. And yeah, that's fun for you. You can have fun dealing with that. Of course, I just want red copper. Now, we'll look at the recipe for this. Needs redstone 1 nugget. This is an ingot of redstone, technically. Correct, okay. So now, we need an ingot of this stuff. Which, as you can see, is made Minecraft grade copper. 2 ingots of it. We still have... Okay, we don't have anything in there. Now, you definitely want to let these guys drain out before you even try to pour the next ingot in there. Now this is looking like we don't have enough ingots of iron in there, or millibuckets, to actually make an ingot. So what happens if you mine that is you get this back, which is kind of not great. I don't know. You definitely you don't want to have a bunch of those just lying around, but you can easily deal with them. Okay, I didn't use a shovel here. You can use a shovel and scoop the garbage out of the thing. It's amazing. Use a shovel. Well, be careful with the shovel, though, because if you use the shovel on the actual crucible, you'll end up pulling out all of the garbage in there, and you're gonna have a really bad day if you do that. So don't do that. But, shovel on these guys. Very nice. Now let's set the hematite. As you can see, we got slag. Now, slag is basically useless right now, but it is useful for many things later on. So you want to pour this into the foundry basin here. And what's going to happen is that this will always have some kind of slag in there, because you're never ever going to get an exact amount of slag. And as long as there's slag in there, then no iron can go into there, and you will never ever have to end up with foundry scraps like I had. As you can see, this slag won't even cool, and iron's coming out. Alright, so I got a couple ingots of iron, I got some Minecraft grade copper. What am I doing with this stuff? We're making motors. Now, I used to hate making motors, but now I realize that they're kind of easy to make. They're not actually that bad to make by hand. Of course, I mean, you could automate it, but I don't usually automate anything because I never know exactly how much I need. Now this is done, and I said I was gonna move it once it's empty, so it's empty now. We can move it, and it's not a waste. And now we can move all of these things over, and our bed, and this furnace as well. Basically everything's getting moved. Anything good in here, except for these books that are kind of useless right now because they just pile up? Don't think so. Maybe the military grade circuit board, that maybe. That seems like it's about right. And of course this one has all kinds of things. It's got cloth, various different kinds of cloth, which is very useful for us. And of course, leave your blast furnace behind because it's useless. The only thing the blast furnace is good for is absolutely nothing. I mean, once you have the foundry is just way better. Just always use the... You get more yield from the foundry anyway. Why would you not use the foundry? So sometimes I'm just wrong about things. And back in the day, when I recorded that, I was absolutely wrong. And when I mean back in the day, I mean like 2 weeks ago. Is that back in the day? I don't think that's back in the day. Blast furnace is good for one thing, and one thing only. And it's making star metal, and maybe during the early game, making a few ingots of steel. That's pretty much it. Now, it would be nice if there was a machine called a bloomery furnace. That'd be kind of cool. Now there's an idea, and if it specifically makes steel, that would be something. Also, I learned that the heating oven, I said it was trash yesterday, but it's actually kind of good. If you're in the early game and you don't want to use a lot of fuel, it's good. But I don't really have that problem, so I'm gonna use heating ovens because that's just what I like. It's my preference. But you can weigh out the options if you want to go really slow but have a lot of fuel. Maybe that's your thing. Me personally, I like to go fast and have zero gas. But at that point, you wouldn't be going very fast. You'd just be on the side of the highway with no fuel. I guess that doesn't work. Coal already. So let's figure out what coal does. Coal is 4 nuggets. So that's pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and shove in another piece of coal. Maybe 2 pieces of coal as an ingot? Indeed it is. Okay. So now we shove in 4 of these guys. And we've made steel. Which I don't know how many ingots that is. I got no clue. I got no clue. Safe to say that's probably enough. Time to make the actual motors. So motors require us to use our tier 2 anvil, or whatever anvil you happen to have. Plonk that thing down there. Boom. And this is why you need 3, because 3 copper coils is the exact amount to make a single motor. You also need plates, but I already made those, so don't worry. So, motor, and boom. Now steel is really easy to make, because once you know the ratio for how much it requires, you can make a load of steel. And there we go, we got enough. This tree decided to grow on sand. This is kind of the weird things about old world generation, is that sometimes stuff like this would happen. You get a tree growing on sand right next to the river. It is very realistic. Of course, I'm pretty sure that some trees could probably do that. Like, if you've ever seen a tree grow in sand by a river, I'm pretty sure that could happen. Of course, it probably wouldn't be sand, because sand is just bad for planting things in. And I got this military grade circuit board here, and I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. Might as well just break it down. I mean, to be honest, there's really no use for those. So you probably should just turn them into basic circuits if you find one. Alrighty, so now we got everything. Make it. The factory grows. We got that last time we did this stuff. Of course, you're gonna need power for this, and that's where the firebox comes in again. And of course, there's many ways to generate power. Some people say that you should use the generator that you get at the start, like this guy. I don't want to use a combustion generator. That looks pretty easy to make. But I go for Stirling, so we're going for a Stirling here. What is a Stirling generator? Well, it's a bit more expensive. You need 6 steel plates, 8 industrial grade copper, and you need 4 copper coils and 1 large gear. But that isn't too bad. Of course, I'm also going to want another one of these. Alright, so I got 8 steel ingots, which I'm going to need to make another firebox. But I'm kind of out of copper. That kind of sucks, and I'm thinking we end today's episode here. Since last episode was so dang long, we gotta end it here. I mean, we got a lot done. We got the assembly machine. All we need to do next episode is get a power supply. Now, you could just use the regular generator. But I'm not that guy. I don't want to use the regular generator. Because regular generator is kind of just, I mean, it requires water. Whereas the Stirling generator doesn't require you to go mine diamonds to get a water barrel and all of that. So you could literally just set up the Stirling generator as soon as you get a firebox. As soon as you get an assembly machine, you basically want one of those. So hopefully that's what we're gonna do next episode is go over the Stirling generator and also set up maybe a shredding machine if we can get that done. But I don't think we're gonna be able to get all that done. I'll see you all then.